Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave and a bit of a different video today. I just want to make this one nice and short and sweet. So we're only going to be going over Dixie, Bitcoin, maybe some NASDAQ action as well. And with that said, I do want to wish you the best and the happiest, and that's speed on through this baby for a little bit of a morning follow-up, let's say. So with that said, on the short-term time frames for Dixie, looking forward to kind of grind up against the same area that we spoke about yesterday. But again, let's keep in mind where we are on the weekly schedule because that is what is governing this over the longer period of time. Actually, I realize I'm on my wrong Dixie chart. Let's go to this one over here. There we go. And remember, yesterday we did call a move up to the 10 simple on the weekly, pretty much got that. And we did say that it was likely to have a pullback from that region. Now, long term, do I think it's going to set up for a reversal around this area? Likely, yes. It probably does put in at the very least a medium term bounce. Could turn into a long term reversal as well. But that's well and far away as long as below about $92 pivot right here. My point is that going over the historical reversals within this asset or basket of currencies, the dollar versus a whole basket of worldwide fiat currencies, we typically do see that the lows are put in over, about 2 to 3 months. In this case over here, this one just over 3 months. And what was our last macro low before that? Right on over here, about a little over 3 months as well. And this one over here, same thing. So my point is that while I am looking for a greater bounce off this region, probably doesn't happen today, tomorrow, this week, next week, or the week after that. We are only 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks within this whole structure right here. So I'd be looking for that to, bake for a little bit longer and then try some upside. As you can see right here, no closures below 89 3/4 is fine for still based within this region. Likewise to the upside, no closures above 90, 89 is good for no continuation to some more upside targets, actually in the mid $91 region. So with that in mind, let's go over and check out, who do we want to check out first? We want to check out NASDAQ? Yeah, let's go check out NASDAQ really quick. Alrighty, or do we want to check out SPY? I think SPY is a little bit of an easier chart right now. I still am inherently looking for some more upside on SPY just because the weekly is rather strong. It's really difficult for me to get bearish on SPY on a weekly as long as we're above last week's low. I do think that a move down to about 37.50 is completely fine, and that would be interpreted as an opportunity, at least in my opinion, by the market right around the 2-spot extension right here. And I'd still be looking for the upside areas of the 2-spot 414 at about, what is that, 38.50-ish region to get hit over time. Going down to a daily, is there anything to be aware of right here? Yeah, I do think the next move is down. Short-term move is down, but don't confuse short-term move with a long-term move. So I would be looking for about another $50, or where exactly was that? Where's the 20? Where's the 10 right here? Yeah, 37.50 I think is rather likely. Probably bounce implied there, and then game on once again. Okay, on to and following up on Bitcoin. Of course, I should always say, if you're watching this video, definitely reference this morning's video. It's going to go into a lot more detail than what I'll ever do on today's video right here. But looking at it right now, we see a clear, obvious range between the 10 simple and the 21 exponential average. And yes, is the next move likely to the downside to test that 21 or around that 21? Probably yes. If we go down to the very low term time frames over here, you can see a clear and obvious lower high on the 4-hour, which did hit our morning target, or almost around our morning target of about $37,000 for a short-term trade. I did let pretty much all my position go over there. Now coming back down, I do think that this one's very, very likely to turn on a little bit further south. And the question is now is while I would say that Bitcoin's likely to come down at the very least to 32 or 32,500-ish region, as long as Bitcoin does not break this blue box territory down here, I'll get that as more or less some more basing behaviors. So this needs to be taken, or this needs to be very nuanced right here. So if that area does break, which on a blue box territory on a 4-hour closure would be below 30,500, we'll call it, that would actually start to confirm an actual downtrend on the 12-hour. The problem with that is well, I'll just give you an example. The last time that we actually had a 12-hour downtrend was way the fuck back on over here when Bitcoin was in early December below 20,000, actually right around $18,000. It actually did put in a bit of some lower lows and lower highs right here. So that was your last downtrend. And the time before that was way the fuck on over here in August. So it's been quite some time, and it would hold some weight. And if that were to happen, I would have targets much lower. I would be looking towards targets at around 23,000 to 24,000, with the bounce implied along the way somewhere around like 27,500. But as it stands right now, yes, it does look like it wants to test another downside move right here. 12-hour, has a 55 right around our current low structure. That is obviously above our current daily daily 21, but with all of that at the front, at the forefront, what else do I want to say about this? With all of that at the forefront, momentum oscillators on the short-term time frames actually still pointed up northwards, but I don't look at that as all that strong. Yeah, 3 hours kind of coming into a little bit of what's it called? Dire straits right there. Bi-hourly already turning down, and hourly, which has been kind of the cheat code within this market, is still very much angled down. So yes, I do think that this one has a little bit of short-term downside, probably for another couple $1,000 move to be fair. Am I taking that trade? No, I'm not. We also have a death cross on the hourly, so it's fucked and it's going to fucking zero. No, I'm just kidding. But more importantly, I want to see how that interplay goes. So yes, next move is very likely to the downside. However, the question is, does this lower blue box territory hold up or not? If it holds up, fine. Another sort of base in behavior that would keep my medium and long-term bias to the upside as far as this whole structure goes. If it actually breaks it, then well, we're talking about another $7,000, $8,000 move potentially. So kind of a big deal if that were to happen. By the same token, obviously, now that we do have a lower high in place right here, we can just look at that as the next structural relevant area, and that would be right around 36,500. And if that area does get taken out to the upside, I would extend targets towards just north of $39,000, which would fill the gap on CMEs from last Friday. So with that in mind, we do have, oh yes, that's right, we do have the 2-day and 3-day that are closing tonight. Here's another obvious thing that I would be looking for Bitcoin to kind of create a range right here, which again, range is fine. Breaking below what exactly was 30,500 right here, not fine. At least unless if you want to be assuming that you want to be bullish, obviously. But the other thing that I would put a big significance on is obviously the 3-day closure today. If it closed below the topside trailing band, which it currently certainly is, and it's currently situated at 37,776.5. That'll be the first time that we've actually closed below since late December, which has typically gotten, our melt up moves. Same thing over here, remained above the topside trailing band the whole way through from late October all the way into late November, getting that whole drive. So what would that imply? At the very least, some sideways consolidations within this $30,000 to $40,000 range. If the $30,500 pivot does break, then I would look for, at the very least, a medium-term reversal, or actually you might even call that a long-term reversal with targets down into the lower $20,000 region. So with that said, with that in mind, I do want to wish you the best once again. Take care, and until next time.